If you've been scrolling through endless espresso machine listings, watching video after video of baristas bragging about pressure curves, and still feel stuck wondering whether the big-ticket lever machine is worth the counter space, you're not alone. The fear of splurging on a piece of equipment that ends up gathering dust or worse, turning every morning into a troubleshooting marathon is real. That's why today I'm breaking down the Bezzera Strega commercial espresso lever machine, the kind of unit that promises KEF level control but also comes with a few hidden quirks. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what makes the Strega different from a typical homebrew grinder and machine combo. It's a lever-operated, dual boiler system that can run either on a built-in water tank or be hard-plumbed directly into a restaurant's water line. The ability to switch between those two setups sounds great on paper, especially if you're a coffee shop that wants the flexibility to move the machine between locations or to a pop-up event. In practice, that switchability means you'll spend a few minutes each time you change the source flushing the lines, checking for leaks, and making sure the pressure stabilizes before you pull the first shot. For a permanent countertop fixture, that extra step is barely noticeable, but if you're constantly on the move, it adds a small but real maintenance rhythm you need to plan for. Now, who actually benefits from a lever machine like the Strega? If you're an espresso aficionado who loves dialing in brew pressure by hand, enjoys the theatrical element of pulling a lever, and has the patience to fine-tune grind size, dose, and tamp for each shot, this is the kind of tool that turns the brewing process into a craft. It also appeals to small to medium cafes that want a machine that can handle a steady flow of orders without the electronic glitches some pump-based units exhibit. On the flip side, if you're a busy office kitchen that just wants a decent latte in under a minute, or a first-time home user who prefers one-touch convenience, the Strega will feel like a steep learning curve and a sizable countertop commitment. When I dug into the day-to-day usability, a couple of practical observations stood out. The lever action provides immediate feedback on the pressure you're applying, which is a boon for baristas who like to feel the extraction. That tactile control can shave off a few seconds compared to waiting for a pump to ramp up, and it lets you react instantly if a shot is running too fast or too slow. However, the lever also demands a firm, consistent motion. Newcomers often end up under-extracting because they're hesitant to pull hard enough. The machine's dual boilers keep water at brewing temperature while the steam boiler stays ready for milk frothing, so you can pull a shot and steam milk almost simultaneously, a real time saver during a morning rush. The downside? The steam boiler can be a bit temperamental if you're not accustomed to regulating the steam knob while watching the pressure gauge. You'll find yourself chasing a perfect microfoam texture more often than you'd like. One hidden trade-off comes from the switchable tank or plumbed feature itself. When you run the Strega off the internal tank, you have the freedom to place it wherever you have power, and you can refill the tank with filtered water, which helps control mineral buildup and extends the life of the heat exchangers. The catch is you need to monitor the tank level constantly, especially during a busy service, because an unexpected dip can cause the boiler to short cycle and affect shot temperature. On the plumbed side, you eliminate the refilling chore, but you also become dependent on the quality of your building's water supply. If your restaurant's water is hard, you'll need a dedicated filtration system or regular descaling, otherwise you'll start seeing scale on the group heads and steam wand sooner rather than later. That maintenance overhead is something many first-time commercial owners overlook until it shows up in a coffee taste test. Looking at the value proposition beyond the headline specs, the Strega's price point sits in a niche where you're essentially paying for durability and a brand reputation that's been cultivated over decades. Bezzera's heritage in espresso machine design translates into a chassis that can withstand the daily grind of a commercial environment literally. The stainless steel frame feels solid, and the internal components are laid out for easy access when it's time for routine cleaning. That ease of service saves you money on third-party repair calls. Conversely, the machine does not include some of the smart features you see on newer models: no Wi-Fi, no pressure profiling software, and no automatic cleaning cycles. If you were hoping for a plug-and-play experience where the machine does the heavy lifting for you, you'll be disappointed. A real-world scenario that helped me understand the Strega's sweet spot involved a small CAF that opened a second location in a converted warehouse. They needed a machine that could be moved relatively quickly and still deliver consistent espresso quality across both sites. By using the